Hey all, welcome back to my channel. If you're brand new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Today is the final day of Vlogmas and it is like a bittersweet moment for me. I've really enjoyed making all these videos and putting the content out for you guys daily. It has also been extremely exhausting. So like I said, bittersweet. I'm going to be sad to see it go, but also creatively, I think I'm just kind of tanked out. So anyway, today is Christmas Eve, which is a significant day in my family. It's when me and my siblings celebrate. So I figured this would be the day that we're going to wrap everything up and then I'm going to start enjoying my Christmas festivities. And I hope that if you celebrate Christmas, that you are also enjoying your family, and if you celebrate other holidays, I hope that you're still enjoying your family. I'm like decked out today. Like I'm so ready for Christmas. Like these had to be on. I did my Christmas nails. I've got this vest. This is like, yes. And then my shirt, you can't see it, but it's like a glittery Grinch. And it says, "Drink up Grinches, it's Christmas." So anyway, we are ready for Christmas. But that's not why you guys are here, right? Oh, one more thing about Christmas and then I will move on. These earrings are like an ugly Christmas sweater. I don't know if you're going to be able to see them really from there. They're clay earrings. They're handmade and they're just like an ugly Christmas sweater pattern and they're just studs. They are adorable and they came from I Am the Clay Co., which the girl who owns that, her name is Hannah. I used to work with her a really long time ago. I actually think she was the one that replaced me, so I only worked with her for 2 weeks or so, really just kind of training her in, and then she worked at a daycare that I ended up leaving to go to the job that I had before this. But anyway, she is fantastic. Her Instagram feed is beautiful. Her children are adorable. Like, oh, I love everything about her. And I have a clay car diffuser from her and I saw these on her website and I was like, I have to buy them. So I'm going to link her website and her Instagram in the description in case you guys are interested in any of that. I don't think she has any more Christmas stuff. She might. I think I might have saw on Instagram that if she does have Christmas stuff, it's like significantly marked down. So if you're interested in going to check her out, I'm going to link all her stuff in the description. And yeah, that's the last thing I'm going to talk about for Christmas related stuff. Hopefully. I don't know. We'll see where the video takes me, right? Anyway, today's video is a video that I should have done a long time ago because I've answered these questions multiple times to many different people. And so I thought, I'm just going to put it in a video. And again, kudos to my mom because she suggested today's video topic. So if you see her down in the comments or whatever, say hey to my mom. All right, so today's video is just gonna be 10 different topics, and basically it's gonna be the difference between eBay and Poshmark. So we're gonna talk about 10 different things, and I'm gonna like get into depth. So if you already have this information, you wanna skip this video, I don't mind, I won't be offended. But if you are brand new and you're really trying to figure out which platform is best for you, or if you sell on one platform and you don't really know about the other or whatever, this video is going to be more for you because I'm going to get into depth on some things, and so it is going to be a longer video as well, so I apologize in advance for that. But here's the topics we're going to talk about so you can see if you're interested before we get into it. We're going to talk about what types of items you can sell on those platforms, listing limitations, ease of use. We're also going to talk about the fees. We're going to talk about shipping. We're going to talk about how you get paid. We are going to talk about customer base. We're going to talk about returns. We're going to talk about platform interaction. We're going to talk about customer service. And so 10 topics that I think are really important to know all the information about before you choose a platform. And that's what we're getting into today. So if you're interested in that, make sure that you hit that thumbs up button. And if you're not subscribed to the channel already, please hit that subscribe button. It really does help the channel out. A ton of you have recently subscribed and I'm so grateful for you. And if you are missing out on being part of the tribe, then hit the subscribe button and then you're in. So, all right, let's get into the video. Okay, I am going to be like not super informative, but not like a light brushing either. So it's going to be like a a good chunk of information, but not all of the information, if that makes sense. So if you're interested in any one of these topics further, please let me know in the description if you have any questions or anything like that. If you have a specific question you want to DM me on Instagram, I'd be glad to answer it. Also, if not, Google machine will help you out on some of this stuff as well. That's where I got most of this information, and my head, obviously, but the things that I needed specific facts for, I did Google. So anyway, all right, so first thing we're going to talk about is the types of items. I think that this is the most important thing when you're choosing a platform, because Poshmark only allows you to sell certain things. So men's, women's, kids, clothing, shoes, accessories, bags. That's pretty much the whole gambit over there for men's, women's, and kids. So obviously they've expanded. They used to just be women's, and now they do have men's and children as well. So you are allowed to list all that stuff over there. You are also, as of recently, allowed to list home decor. So that's a pretty broad spectrum, but if you list electronics or toys or I don't know, a bunch of other stuff, you can't list it on Poshmark. I think antiques is an iffy thing. So it really just depends on what you're planning on listing. For the purposes of this video, we're going to talk clothes and shoes basically, because I think that that's the majority of what my audience sells. But also, just know you can't list certain stuff on Poshmark. So it's really, really frowned upon to put anything electronic on Poshmark at this time. I don't know if they're going to expand that, probably, because I think that they're missing a market, but for right now, that's what it is. eBay, however, you can list just about anything. So whatever, look around your house, pick something up. If you can touch it, you can pretty much list it. So that's the difference in types of items that you can list. So that's a big one, because if you have only electronics, then Poshmark is not the place for you. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not going to learn anything in this video, because I'm still going to go over all of the stuff for eBay. So if you're brand new and you're still okay, well, I have to be on eBay, just listen for the eBay facts. Okay, number 2, we are going to talk about listing quantity limitations. So we're going to start right on Poshmark. There are no limitations on Poshmark as far as listing quantity. You can list as much as you want to on Poshmark. That's just how it is. Now on eBay, it is different. If you are brand new and you're just opening up an account, basically eBay wants you to prove yourself. So one thing that's not on this list that I'm going to touch on really briefly is feedback. So on Poshmark, you get feedback, but it doesn't mean as much as it does on eBay. So eBay really gives your account different perks based on your feedback. And Poshmark, it's really just for the customer to see are you doing what you're saying you're doing, blah, blah, blah. And I mean, bad feedback happens no matter what you do. You could literally jump through hoops for some customers and they're still going to leave you. I've gotten 2 stars and it was things to improve other. I don't know what that means. So, I mean, that's going to happen. That's just part of the business. But on eBay, your feedback is how they gauge where your account is. So until you gather some feedback, eBay is not going to allow you to list a ton of stuff. So I think when I first started, they gave me 5 listings, which is ridiculous, but for the month. Now you are able to call, I think, once a month into their store, or I think now you might have to go on their email or whatever, but you're able to contact them once a month and say, hey, I want to list more. And they'll up your limits, provided that you don't have any negative stuff going on in your account. So that's something to be wary of, because if you've got 100 listings and you're coming over from Poshmark, let's say you are already listing on Poshmark and you want to cross list to eBay and you don't have an account, that's definitely a hurdle that you're going to face. So I think you need to be aware of that up front and know okay, I may only be able to list 5 items this month. That's okay. Eventually you are going to get there. So just stick with it and you'll be able to list some stuff in no time. Okay. Next, number 3, we're going to talk about ease of use. So Poshmark needs very minimal information when you're listing. So they basically are take a picture, any picture, we don't care, put it on a bed, put it on a floor, put it wherever. Now, I don't recommend you do that. I think that pictures are what sell the item, but you can. You're allowed to take it wherever, do whatever you want, put a description. I think they have like a 5-word minimum description. Title, color is optional, I think. Like, so it's very, very minimal, the required things that they need from you when you're listing. eBay, however, has a ton of item specifics that they're requiring, and every year it seems like in Q4 they decide that they're going to add more item specifics that are required. So there's a ton of stuff that's like suggested, but eBay won't allow you to list something unless you filled out all the required fields, and there are a ton. So it is more time consuming to list on eBay, and you have to have all that information. So like, for instance, right now one of the required things on eBay is fabric content, which I think is good. But on Poshmark, you don't need to put that. So I can take a picture of this vest and just put up Christmas vest and red Christmas vest in the description. That's it. They don't need to know what fabric content it is. They don't need the measurements. They don't need any of that stuff. But eBay does need the fabric content and a bunch of other stuff. So make sure that you're aware of that when you're listing on eBay. Okay, so I would say Poshmark is probably more user-friendly than eBay. I think eBay is definitely a learning curve, but I still think that it's helpful to list on eBay, but that's what we're here for you to decide. You might not think that it's all worth it, and that's totally fine. Okay, now we're going to talk about fees. I wrote an entire page out for fees, so buckle up because here we go. We're going to start out straight with Poshmark because it's the easiest to understand. Poshmark has a very straightforward fee system. They are going to be a little bit higher than eBay though. So their like standard across the board is higher percentage-wise than eBay is for like final value fees, which Poshmark doesn't call them that, but that's what they are. So for under $15, they have a flat fee of $2.95. So basically you can't list anything on Poshmark for under $3 because you need to pay them their fee. And that fee is going to be from anything to from $3 all the way up to $14. And they don't let you put like $14.99. It's $14 or $15. So for $3 to $14, you're paying a flat $2.95 fee for that item when it sells. When you go over $15 to however, whatever the max is going to be 20% of the listing. So if you sell something for $100, they're taking $20. Just right off the cuff, they take it right out. Perfect. You also can offer shipping discounts on Poshmark, but the entire discount that you offer comes directly out of your earnings. So unless they're running a special or something. So they do have like a closet clear out day where they will foot the bill for shipping. But if you're offering a shipping discount, then that is going to come out of your earnings as well. So if you're offering a shipping discount for $100, they're going to take their $20 and then they're also going to take whatever your discount was. So I think they give you an option of like $2.12. That $2.12 will also come out. So out of your $100, you're going to end up paying $82.12. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, for eBay, they have different percentages for everything you list, but we're talking about clothing right now, and that's what I know, so we're going to talk about that. So they have a 10% fee for clothing, and I think some other things, but 10%, but it does include your shipping costs. So if you list something for $100 plus shipping and the shipping is $10, they're taking their 10% on your $110, not just the price that you listed it for, but also the price of shipping. Even if your shipping is exactly on the mark and that's what it takes to ship, you're still paying a 10% fee on that shipping as well. So that's something to be aware of. And then right now, they are also giving you a PayPal fee if you're using PayPal. So eBay is about to change their pay structure, and this video is not really going to be like super conducive to that. So just be aware that that is changing. I think they're saying by 2021, everyone's going to be on what they're calling managed payments, and that's just going to go right into your business account. So that's going to take away the PayPal fee. But for now, they do have a PayPal fee of 2.9%, so just about 3%. But that is changing soon, so just be aware of that. Okay, this fee though on eBay does not include a listing fee. So on Poshmark, you can list anything you want for free. They're only going to take their fee when your item sells. So if you list something and it's been on there for a year, it doesn't sell, and you take it down, you've not paid any fees for that. For eBay, you're going to pay 35 cents for each listing every 30 days. And that is unless you have a store subscription, because then that changes, obviously. But if you don't have a store, you're just brand new, you're listing your 5 items, it's going to cost you 35 cents each item to list. And if it doesn't sell in 30 days, they're going to automatically relist it, but they're going to charge you another 35 cents. They're called insertion fees, and they will continue to charge you until you remove that item from eBay or it sells. Now, you can offset some of the cost of that by getting a store, and we're not going to camp here for too long because eBay stores are like a video all in themselves, but I'm going to go over basically like what types of stores they have and what the cost is. And then if you're interested in getting a store, just jump on Google and it will give you the breakdown of what it means for each store. But these are the yearly renewal prices. So they do have a monthly option too. If you decide to go month to month and you're just trying it out, they give you an option, and it's obviously more expensive per month than like a yearly subscription. So they recently, I believe it was this year or like the end of last year, added what they call a starter store, and it's like very basic. I think it's, I don't know, 250 listings or something like that. But that store is $4.95. So my recommendation would be, if you are trying to make this a business where you're going to be listing a significant amount, the starter store is worth it because you're not paying insertion fees on, I think it's 250. Don't quote me, but you're not paying insertion fees on whatever the listings that they're giving you is. But if you can only list 5 items and they're giving you 250, it doesn't matter, because once you reach your 5 items for the month, they're not going to allow you to list anything else. So be leery of that. But whenever you've like gotten your limitations removed from eBay or like hired or whatever, look into getting a store. Basic store, $4.95. Starter store, $4.95. Basic store, $21.95. And there is a jump in listings per store, and then obviously there's other things that you get along with them. Premium store is $59.95. The Anchor store is $299.95. And then the Enterprise store, which I think would only be worth it for you if you were like Walmart or something, like a really big corporation, is $2,999.95. So $3,000 for that store per month. I didn't look into everything you get with that store, but they better like roll out the red carpet for you if you're paying $3,000 a month. That's just my opinion. But anyway, so that is some of the way to combat the insertion fees. And then also, if you have a store and you go over your listing amount, the insertion fees are a little bit lower depending on the level of store that you've got. So if you are planning on listing on eBay and you're planning on listing a lot of stuff, do your research into what type of store you should get so that you're maximizing your money. Okay, we spent a lot of time on fees. Number 5, we're going to talk about shipping. Poshmark shipping is like a gift from the gods, in my opinion. I know a lot of people have an issue with it, but I love Poshmark shipping. It is a flat rate, $7.11, no matter what you're shipping, up to 5 pounds. So for a lot of people, they're like, that's a lot of money because I'm only shipping this one shirt. And you're right, it is. I've went on a rant about this before, so if you're interested in that, scroll through my channel, you'll find a rant on my Poshmark shipping. But I'm not going to do that right now. What I am going to say is $7.11 is extremely cheap to ship anything a pound or over. So from a pound to 5 pounds, you're saving a ton of money. And this is anywhere in the country. It doesn't matter if you're on the East Coast shipping to the West Coast shipping to the East Coast, and everywhere in between, you ship for $7.11 flat rate. So the other thing is the buyer doesn't pay you that money, right? They pay Poshmark that money. You never see it. It doesn't exchange hands. It goes straight to Poshmark. Poshmark sends you a prepaid label and you print it out, put it on your package, and you're good to go. Love that. You can ship in anything. You can ship somebody. I was just watching somebody the other day and they said you can ship in a cereal box if you want to, which is true. You can ship in a cereal box. You can ship. I've seen people shipping in like Walmart bags. I don't recommend any of this. I'm just saying you can, okay? I recommend you use the free boxes and stuff from USPS, because on Poshmark, everything ships priority mail USPS only. So the free boxes from the post office, which I did a video on that, on how to get them. I'll link it up here or over here, wherever it goes. And so you can, if you don't know how to do that, I walk you through it, show you all the steps, show you my computer, everything like that. But that's what I would recommend for shipping on Poshmark. They have a box in a variety of sizes. They have bubble mailers, all of that. You can use flat rate envelopes and boxes and all of that on Poshmark, and it doesn't change the rate. So that's fantastic. I love Poshmark shipping. Obviously, you can't tell. You don't need a scale as long as it's under 5 pounds. Everything ships for the same rate. Perfect. eBay. I feel like this eBay shipping is what scares people the most. They don't understand it, especially if they're going from Poshmark, and so they're nervous, and then they decide, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do my best to explain. Okay. You will need a scale because you're going to need to know what the weight is. You're also going to need to know the dimensions of the package that you're putting it in. So if it's a pair of shoes and you're planning on putting it in a shoebox, put in the shoebox dimensions. There's like a box that's called shoebox from the USPS. Put in those dimensions, do calculated shipping. Now, you get an option on eBay to run your business however you want to. If you want to offer everybody free shipping, you can do that. All of the shipping is going to come out of your cost. You're still going to have to pay shipping, but you're allowed to offer free shipping to your buyers if that's what you decide to do. You're also allowed to do calculated shipping. You're allowed to do a flat rate shipping. So you're allowed to do whatever you want to do. So if you are coming from Poshmark and you just want to charge everybody a flat $7 to ship everything, do that. It will definitely even out with what you're shipping, depending on, like, if you're shipping clothes, it will for sure even out. But if you're doing calculated shipping, which is what I recommend, then it will automatically calculate for you based on weight, dimensions, and the area of the world that it's going to. Okay, what else? You can also ship off of eBay if you want to. Again, I don't recommend it unless you're really, really diligent about uploading your tracking information onto eBay. So if you want to ship on Pirate Ship, sometimes Pirate Ship is cheaper when they do like cubic shipping and all of that stuff. And if you're interested in this, watch some shipping videos because there are people that break this down way better than me on the internet. So, but basically, if you do want to save some money on Pirate Ship or whatever, you can ship on there. You just have to remember to upload your tracking information because if you don't, eBay will ding your account. And if you do it too many times, they're going to suspend you. So for brand new people, I would suggest just sticking with calculated shipping on eBay. Print your labels out from eBay. Now, I will say when I started, I didn't print my labels from eBay. I would take my stuff to the post office, write out the name of the person that bought it, and have them ship it for me. I lost a ton of money doing it that way because when you ship through eBay or Pirate Ship or PayPal or wherever you decide to ship through, you're getting a commercial rate. So it's like a little bit cheaper to ship the same item for the commercial rate as it would be to go to the post office. Does that make sense? I don't know, but that's the best way I can explain it. Okay, the other thing though that you need to know is that eBay offers shipping around the world. Poshmark, you can only ship US unless you're in Canada, and Poshmark just opened Posh Canada. I think it was last year. So you can ship from Canada to Canada. You can ship from United States to United States. What you cannot do is ship from United States to Canada or vice versa. Right now, it's only in the region that you're signed up in. For eBay, you can opt for the global shipping program, which is what I recommend. Or if you're really, really versed in shipping and you don't want to do the global shipping program, you don't have to. But eBay will give you a label, and my stuff I think goes to Kentucky. So basically, if somebody buys something outside of the US, eBay is going to send me a shipping label that will ship my item to Kentucky. Once it's in Kentucky, eBay takes care of it from there and gets it to the buyer, which is really, really convenient. It's really no different than shipping an item to somebody who lives in Kentucky, whether they live in Kentucky or they live in, I don't know, Guam. I don't know. That's the first thing that came to my head. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, wherever they live, it doesn't matter. eBay will take care of it from there. So, and I think that there are a couple different stations in the US. I think like Los Angeles has one like kind of close to them or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, so that is also an option that Poshmark doesn't have. Is that everything on shipping? Pretty much. So There are ways to save on shipping. Obviously, for eBay, you're going to want to use those flat rate mailers. If you've got anything over a pound, that's like kind of the cheapest because it ships for a flat rate no matter where it's going in the country. If you can't fit it in a flat rate, then obviously a box or something like that would be your next option. But you also have the option on eBay. Oh, I didn't talk about this, so perfect. You also have the option on eBay to ship UPS or FedEx as well. And there might even be other options. There are a ton of shipping options. So what I would say is pick one and get comfortable with it. I'm really comfortable with the post office at this point. So if they give me the option to ship FedEx or UPS, I would prefer not to because I know more about the post office than I do about those other two shipping services. So I would say just learn as much as you can, and you're going to learn as you go. Like I just recently learned how to use a regional A and regional B box. And I've been doing this for 3 years. I've never used those boxes before, and now they're part of my rotation. So just slowly learn that stuff, and I think you're going to be fine. And also, you're going to learn from your mistakes. So if you make a mistake on shipping, yes, it sucks, but it's not the end of the world. You'll never do that again, though, right? It'll be seared in your brain. So that's how you learn. Okay, that's enough about shipping. We are 21 minutes into this video. Payments. How do you get paid? On Poshmark, you get an immediate deposit into a pending bank. So when somebody purchases an item on Poshmark, the remainder of so say that same item you sold for $100, the $80 that you're owed is going to be deposited into a bank on Poshmark that says pending. And then there's a pending and then there's an available. So the pending is what you've sold, but the buyer hasn't received yet. So once the item gets to the buyer, they have 3 days. Apologies, my dog started barking and I lost my train of thought. So we're going to go over that again. When the item gets to your buyer, they have 3 days to rate it and basically say item as received. Item as listed, blah, blah, blah. So if they rate you the first day, your funds then become available. If they don't rate you within the 3 days, then Poshmark will automatically release your funds after 3 days. So anytime in between there, as soon as they rate you, your funds are available. If they don't rate you at all, they're available after 3 days of being delivered. So, and that all goes on the tracking information. And so that's pretty self-explanatory for Poshmark. And then once it's in the available, you can transfer it out into your bank or you can request a check. Either way, once it's available, it's yours. On eBay, the buyers do not have to pay immediately unless you check a little box that says requires immediate payment. And if you do that, you can only do it on buy it now options. So if you have an auction running, you're not allowed to do a requires immediate payment. And a lot of times that's where you run into trouble because people will bid. They'll forget they bid 7 days ago. They win and then they decide they don't want it anymore and they don't pay, which is really frustrating because then you have to open up a buyer didn't pay case basically, and you have to wait for eBay for whatever amount of time, and then they finally are like, yeah, you're right, then you can cancel the order. Then they give you back your final value fees and then you can relist the item, which is a nightmare. So just be aware of that. But for right now, the way that people are getting paid, if you're getting paid on PayPal, once the buyer buys the item, their same $100 item, whatever, they're going to give you the entirety of that. So if somebody buys your item for $100 and you've got $10 shipping on it, $110 is going to be deposited into your PayPal account. PayPal is going to take their 2.9% fee, but the rest of it is going to be in your account. eBay doesn't take their fees automatically. They wait for the end of the month, which is something that's changing with the, whatever it's called, managed payments. So that will be something that's going to change, but for right now, that's how it is. So 100 and, I don't know, whatever is going to be deposited into your PayPal account. You can transfer that money from PayPal to your bank account right away, which is great because it's like cash on hand, doesn't matter when it gets to the buyer. You don't have to wait, But if the buyer decides to return the item and you don't have the funds in your account, sometimes you can get into trouble doing that. So just be aware of that if you are transferring every day or whatever. And I think that that's going to be the same with managed payments, even if the money is put into your account and they're taking their eBay fees and everything like that. Still, the money would need to be in there if the item gets returned. So, I don't know. Does that make sense? Law. And speaking of returns, that is number 7. We're going to talk about returns. Poshmark, very straightforward. They don't take returns unless it's like very obvious that you messed up, basically. So if you send them the wrong item, they'll take the return. If there's a huge hole in it or stains or whatever, they will take the return. But if the buyer is just like, this doesn't fit me, provided that you have measurements in your listing, Poshmark's going to be like, I don't know what to tell you. They did what they could do, la. And sometimes Poshmark will give the buyer back their money and also let you keep your money. But like I would say 90% for me, they don't accept the returns unless it's something I did. So I think there's only been one instance where I was like, no, that was definitely not me. And Poshmark was like, doesn't matter. But for the most part, they're very good about their return policy. eBay is trying to be Amazon, and they're not Amazon, but you have the option to set your own return policy on eBay. So you get a lot of flexibility on eBay to run your business however you want to, but there's like these caveats of like, you can do whatever you want to, but if this happens, we're still going to do whatever we want to, type thing. So returns is one of those things. You're allowed to say you don't accept returns, but the buyer, there's like very savvy buyers out there that know their way around it. They're going to open up in what's called an item not as described return. And then in that case, you have to take the return. It doesn't matter if they're lying. So that's frustrating. Every eBay seller deals with that at one point or another. So you basically have to decide, are you willing to deal with that as they come? Like, they may be few and far between, they may be all the time. Or do you want to just accept returns and that it is what it is? There are pros and cons to each one. I'm not going to get into that right now though. But if you decide to not take returns and you get too many item not as described cases open, then eBay will punish you by like making your listings less available for people to see, and eventually if you get enough of them, they can suspend your account. So keep all that in mind when you're thinking about your return policy. Okay. Number 8 is platform interaction. So eBay is a very easy, what I would call a set it and forget it. You list it, it's there. Until you cancel it, it's there. And you don't really have to do anything. I would recommend refreshing your listings every 30 or 60 days. So take it down, relist it, or sell similar or whatever. But for the most part, it's very easy, set it and forget it. For Poshmark, you need to be sharing your listings daily, at least one time a day. I recommend 2 or 3, depending on how big your closet is, but that's pushing your listing all the way to the top of search every time you do that. And so it's really, really, really beneficial for you on Poshmark to make sales, to be sharing daily. That's what the platform was created for. That's one of their features. They reward you when you do that. So that can be kind of intense, especially if you have a larger closet and where eBay is just like, I've listed that, that's it, I've got 1,000 listings, I don't need to do anything about that. But if you have 1,000 listings on Poshmark, you're having to share 1,000 listings every single day, which can be some kind of cumbersome, so you really just need to be aware of that information. And then number 9 is going to be customer service. So eBay, you used to be able to call them, talk to them on the telephone. They don't do that anymore. Their telephone number is not in service anymore. You can request that they call you, but you do have to wait on them. You can talk to them on live chat on their website, or you can email them. So there are a couple ways to get in touch with eBay. Their customer service is like, as far as like the people that you get to talk to, is kind of hit and miss. Sometimes they side with you, sometimes they don't side with you, but they are at least available whenever you need them. Poshmark, there's a contact us page. It's just email. They're like, we'll get back to you within 48 hours. So not ideal, but that is what it is. So, and then the last thing that we're going to talk about is probably one of the most important things, is the customer base. So how many people are shopping on the app? and basically like how many eyes are going to be on your item. These numbers are from an article that I found that was posted in March of 2020. So these numbers could fluctuate, obviously, but this is just a general idea of how many people are on the app. So for Poshmark, there's about 40 million people, and obviously it's growing daily, but 40 million people are on the app using it, shopping potentially. On eBay, you're looking at about 150 to 200 million people. So that's a significant amount more, like what, 2 or 3 times more? No, 3 or 4 times more people that are on eBay. eBay's obviously been around longer. They have their international program, so there's a ton of eyes on your item. So I think that that's really important, because the more people that are seeing it, the more likely someone is to buy it. It also helps with some competition. If you've got a piece that's like very desirable, there's a lot more people in competition for that, so you're going to be able to get the best price on eBay. And I think Poshmark will get there. And I don't think like 40 million is anything to snub your nose at, but just be aware that there are a ton more customers on eBay. That is the entirety of this video. So that was a lot of information to digest. Feel free to pause, write things down, ask me a ton of questions in the comments if you have them, DM me on Instagram, whatever you can. I'll do my best to help you. I don't know everything. I do know how to Google, and I do have 3 years of experience, so I will help you in whatever way that I can. But hopefully this video can be something that I can reference people to, and because you're not the only one who has these questions. There are a ton of people who are asking the same questions when they're looking at starting a reselling business or switching from one platform to the other or whatever. So I hope that this video was kind of conducive to answer all of those questions. And with all of that being said, that is the end of Vlogmas. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me this month. I really appreciate it. I will see you in January. Merry Christmas.